What if I told every single entrepreneur slash business owner watching this, listen to me and take notes over the next however long this video is, you will be able to grow your brand on social media faster than anybody else in your industry. If I told you that, would you believe me? If your answer is no, then allow me to prove you wrong and keep watching this video. And if your answer was yes, shout out to you. Let's stand strong together and keep watching this video, take notes, and actually implement the things that I'm about to tell you. Because all I have for you are 3 quick things. Yes, these 3 quick things are about to allow you to grow your brand faster than anybody else in your industry. And a plus one to that is you're going to be able to stand out. AKA, you won't look like a guru anymore. You won't have to worry about, okay, how do I not look like this person? No, you're gonna be able to stand out. You're gonna be able to grow quick. And you're gonna be able to make a crap ton of money with it. And I pray over this video that as you implement this and take notes over what I'm about to tell you, that it actually works out for your business and your brand, which I don't even really have to pray that, because if you actually just do what I tell you, it will work out. So without further ado, I want you to shift your attention over to my iPad because we are about to get it. I don't even know what that meant, but let's get it. So the biggest thing are 3 things, right? That's it. That's all. And I really want to start there because most people, most of these online gurus, they want to pray over you and not pray over you as in they're a Christian or they follow the big God. No, I'm saying they want to pray over you as in PREY. Why? Because they make their money off of selling you information that you already know. I hate to tell you that, but that's true. And so I want to put emphasis on the fact that there are only 3 things you need to do to get this ball rolling down the hill. And right now, I want to let you know that it's not your fault, right? So I'm going to draw a quick image here that's going to represent where you are now, and after watching this video, where you will be. I'm going to actually position these things as pillars. So for me, when I look at pillars, AKA, I look at these pillars as the foundation, and I'll just put these pillars equals the 3 things. Let's think of a foundation of a house, right? Before you build the house, before you put the roof on, before you put the drywall in, and you try to decorate and things of that nature, what do you need? You need a solid foundation, because if the house is built on crappy foundation, then everything else will not work. And so I want you to consider these 3 things as your 3 pillars, AKA the actual foundation to your brand. So thing number 1, which I want to consider one of the most important that most of you are underutilizing. And if you see me looking over here, what I mean by the first pillar being better than everyone else is every entrepreneur watching this, you've been doing the thing that you do. You've been serving your clients for weeks, years, months, decades, however long you've been doing your thing. But what I've realized after talking to hundreds of entrepreneurs is that every single entrepreneur, including me, including you on the other side of the screen, you have at least one thing that you are better than everybody else at, whether it's a characteristic, a trait, or a skill. You have one thing that you are better than everybody else at. And so what I've realized is every time you take that one thing, right, whatever that one thing that you're better than everyone else at, and you use that to fuel a pillar of your content, then you will always win. For example, let's say you're an entrepreneur and most of your clientele lives on YouTube. So you create YouTube style of content, right? AKA something like what you're watching right now. Let's say you create YouTube or short form content, right? Whatever it is, this is a quick little play button representing the video itself. What I want you to do is I want you to allow your skill, right? Or your one thing, right? So I'll just put in parentheses, one thing. I want you to let that fuel the actual video itself. Here's how I use that in practice. One of the things when it comes to content marketing and just social media marketing as a whole that I feel like I'm really better than at least 90% of the people in the industry at is strategy. I absolutely love strategy. I crush it when it comes to strategy. And clients tell me all the time, Jaden, absolutely love your services. I absolutely love working with you, which if you don't know, I work with other high ticket entrepreneurs and I help them completely build and transform their entire content strategy, their entire content team, and I help them create content that actually gets them more sales and makes them look like the authority that they deserve. Side note, all of my clients always tell me, Jaden, one of the best parts of working with you is the amount of clarity and solidity, which I just came up with that word, basically solidifying them in the space through the strategy. And so I don't want to take that lightly. I want that to be a part of my one thing, so strategy. So what do? Over 50% of the posts that I put out on social media, whether it's short form or long form, the entire basis of that video has to do with strategy when it comes to content. And here's the thing that you will notice. If you allow this first pillar to be the first pillar and you allow this to really rule, aka you allow your one thing to really be the trickle down, the waterfall effect over every piece of content that you create, what you'll notice is your content will start to outperform any other synthetic content that you've created before. Aka when you were up here trying to create from trends, trying to create from hacks, what you realize is all of those videos will perform like crap. In all of your new videos where you are the number one, better than everybody else, it will start to outperform everything. So here's a quick example. If you go to my YouTube channel right now, what you'll notice is I have one video that stands out alone from everybody else. And at the current time of recording this, it has 22,000 views. That YouTube video literally has in the title, my one thing. Content strategy. You picking up on pun down? So allowing your one thing to fuel the content will change your life. Now, that is just the first thing. Jaden, how do we elevate, right? How do you said you're going to help me grow faster than everybody else. How do we actually conform this, right? How do we create posts that when people watch these posts, they want to follow us, they want to buy our products and services, etc. How do we do that? I got you. Which brings me to the good old second pillar, which I'll just make in this nice little red color. Number 2 is one of my personal favorite, which is quick wins. See, here's the thing I've noticed about high-level entrepreneurs, and you're probably in this boat as well. We have so much knowledge, and all we do online when we try to search up, okay, how to create better content, how to do this, how to do that, how can I fix my marketing? All people say is give value, give more value, give better value. But what does that mean? And so without giving you my entire definition of value when it comes to marketing and content marketing, I want to submit to you this. A piece of value is implementation. What can your audience implement after watching your video? Which brings me to explain why number 2, the second pillar, is quick wins. See, going back to the entrepreneurs who have so much knowledge to share and they feel like they just have to get it all out in one 60-second video, what happens is we overwhelm our audiences. We try to solve their biggest and their most baddest problems because we think if we in 30 seconds solve their biggest and baddest problems through one piece of content, we think that they are going to want to follow us and buy our stuff. And if I'm being honest, it's the complete opposite. Because what happens is if we try to solve their big problems, their problems that they can't really implement ASAP, right, throughout our videos, no matter how strong our information is, no matter how strong it is, if we try to solve their biggest problems and we overwhelm them with information and things to do, they will actually take a step back. So what I want to submit to you is this. I want you to write down and find the quick wins of your audience. AKA, what are these small problems that keep them up at night? What are the tiny issues that they're going through, the small frustrations that if you just solve those over and over and over again, then they will feel in debt to you. Then they will always check out your landing page. Then they will always watch your Instagram story or click the link, the first link in the description, which I highly recommend that you do. Then they will do that. But you have to solve the quick wins first. So I actually want to draw a quick little demonstration of what this looks like in case I'm confusing anybody. See, let's say that this star is the goal, right? And I'm going to draw 2 staircases along with it. Let's say this star, right? This ta-da-da, this is the end goal. See, what happens is what most of us are doing is this first staircase where we say, okay, so to get to the star, I know 3 of the biggest steps that you need to take in order to get to that star. And we think, yo, like these are the steps that changed my life. So if I give them these steps, then they're going to be amazed. Like they're going to love it. They're going to want to buy from me, etc. Instead of me giving the top 2, the top 3 steps to try to get them to, get their holy grail star, which is the example here, is I'm going to give them some smaller steps. That way they can actually go through the journey. That way they can watch me implement, learn, watch me implement, learn some more. And by the time they look up, they are at their star. And once they get to their star, right, by taking these small steps that you have given them, what happens is they say, yo, this person here has completely rewired my brain, allowed me to have a different outlook on X, Y, and Z, allowed me to implement this, and now they've actually helped me throughout my journey. I am in debt to this person, and I want to see how much more they can help me. That's when people buy from you. So one of the easiest ways that I like to do with quick wins is something you've probably heard me talk about on this channel before, which is the 24-hour rule. You're probably sick and tired of hearing me talk about this, but I don't care because it provides your audience with quick wins. Here's the 24-hour rule. Within 24 hours of watching your content, your audience must be able to implement something from that video within 24 hours. Example, this video right now, right? These 3 things I'm having you fix, you can honestly do 2 of these within 24 hours and start to see immediate results, whether it's from a numerical standpoint or just from an internal standpoint. And here's the beautiful thing about it. When you think about the 24-hour rule, a lot of people don't understand that it's not all about the size of the win. And it's not all about the in-person tangibility of it. And again, I'm just coming up with words today, but think about it like this. Mindset shifts, psychological shifts, new outlooks, new perspectives, in-person wins, like those are all a part of the 24-hour rule. And so if you're able to allow your audience to implement something, whether it's them going out and buying a book, whether it's them implementing some content ideas from you, right? Whether it's them allowing themselves to, you're shifting their mindset around a certain topic, that stuff is the 24-hour rule. And I promise you, it will make you some darn money. Quick wins being the second pillar is one of the most highly overlooked ones, and I still don't understand why. Last but not least is going to be the third pillar, aka the third piece of your foundation, of your online, of your digital foundation that, if I'm being honest, this one here is extremely overlooked. And the beautiful thing about it, it doesn't fall too far from the tree of the second pillar. So you don't really have to work crazy hard to understand this one. And I'm gonna color it purple here. The third pillar is what I call aha moments. See, right now, most of you are following trends, right? But in reality, you just need to be providing aha moments. Here's what I mean by aha moments, and honestly, I don't need to draw on the iPad anymore for this because I can help you visualize this. If you go and watch over 75% of my social media content, whether it's on YouTube here, where you're probably watching this, or whether it's on a platform like Instagram, what you do is you watch my video, and a lot of the times you have these small aha moments where you almost feel dumb because this isn't something brand new, right? I'm not reinventing the wheel. What I'm actually doing is making you aware of the blindly obvious, if that makes sense. So let me go a little bit deeper with it. After watching a lot of my content, right, and I guesstimate at about 75%, right, but 75 or more % of my videos, what I create in my audience is an aha moment. So they pick up their phone, they scroll past, they watch my video, and what they think is, oh, duh, that's how I can implement that. That's why X, Y, and Z hasn't been working out. That's why this, that's why that. And it provides them with a sense of this person can expose the issues that I don't even see happening in my situation. That's all they are looking for. Why people aren't buying from you right now throughout your content is probably because you're creating Googleable content. You're creating these trends. You're creating videos that may go viral every now and again, which I want to applaud you too. But if we think about it, you're not giving them anything that they really need. They don't need more information. They need exposure, implementation, and awareness. And if you can bring them aware of a problem that they knew they had deep down, or a problem that they didn't even know they had, or if you can allow them to have an aha moment with a small situation, what you do is you put yourself in an authority figure point of view. And with that authority figure point of view, you're now able to educate them. You now open up the ability for them to look at your product and say, I need that now. Because what happens is this. Now I'm gonna actually go back to the good old iPad. What happens is this. This is your target audience. I'm just gonna put TA for short. This, my friend, is you. I'll put a crown on your head, so therefore, that's you being the expert. What happens is you try to talk to your audience. Hey, look over here. Here's the solution. Here's this, here's that. But if they don't know that that's the information that they need, you haven't created an aha moment in them, what happens is you now all of a sudden have an invisible brick wall here where, excuse me, these are the ears, where they try to listen, but they don't hear anything, right? Or they don't feel like it's actually for them. And that, my friend, is simply because you haven't created the aha moment. Because when you create the aha moment, here's actually what happens. Instead of that good old invisible brick wall, now your words are able to pierce through their ears. Now they are able to get on board with the things that you have to say. Now they are able to see that they need the solution that you provide because you have exposed the actual problems to them. So when you actually apply aha moments, it actually will change your life. And I'll say actually about 10 more times because it's true. Aha moments will completely shift how your viewers see your content, and it will, and that's why I put it as the third pillar, because it will allow your foundation to become whole. So let me do a quick little recap because I know we went over a bunch of stuff in this video. And if you're watching this right now, you're like, Jaden, I just need your help implementing this. No hard sell, but I highly recommend that you check out the first link in the description. Anyways, let's do a quick little review. Green, red, purple, or this is like a pinkish red, whatever. These three pillars, right? These three things that I spoke about in this video serve as the foundation of your personal brand. When I say the foundation, I mean you need a rock solid foundation, aka a backbone. Think about your spine. If you have no spine, dang near everything else in your body kind of shuts down. I'm not in the medical field. I'm just speaking from what I think I know. Anyways, think of this as the spine, the backbone of your entire brand, your entire online existence, right? Here are three simple pillars that you can start to implement honestly today. The first pillar is better than everyone else. This is a pillar where every piece of content that you create shows your audience that, hey, this is a thing that I'm better than 99% of everybody else in my audience at. For example, me is a content strategy, social media strategy, strategizing from Jaden. I have all of this beautiful information in my brain. How do I turn it into content that people actually care about? That's something that I am better than a lot of people in my industry at. So my best performing pieces of content actually happen to derive from that point of view. The second pillar is quick wins. See, entrepreneurs have a habit of, I have all of this great information. I have all of these great tactics. Let me share all of them with you, and let me give you the biggest and the baddest, and let me solve your biggest and your baddest problems. And that is the wrong thing to do. You actually want to go smaller. You want to solve their small problems. You want to give them quick wins, things that they can implement within 24 hours, aka implementing the 24-hour rule. That's pillar number 2. And pillar number 3 is the aha moments. See, most entrepreneurs watching this right now, you're following trends because you think that the trends are doing some psychological thing. And you think, okay, cool, I'm going to get all these likes, followers, and then they're going to buy my stuff. But in reality, what's happening is there's an invisible wall active. And this invisible wall is not allowing your audience to hear what you're actually saying. It's not allowing them to see the solution that you provide them because they don't know that it's actually for them yet. And so aha moments trigger in their brain, whether it's a psychological thing or a mental thing or, whatever it is, it triggers in the brain to say, oh, snap. This is something I've been struggling with. This is an aha moment. You've made me aware of the blindly obvious. And so now that you've removed the blockage there, now I can hear you properly. Now I can see the stuff that you have been trying to show me throughout your content. And this is when you get people that watch one video and you make them have an aha moment. And next thing you know, they're watching the rest of your content and they're binge watching you. Because now the content feels relevant to them. Now it feels close to home. And as long as it's close to home, they will keep watching over and over again, no matter how small your niche is. So these three things serve as the three pillars, aka the three pieces of your foundation of your social media brand, of your just brand. I genuinely pray that this video served you. I pray that this video touches you internally and allows you to say, Jaden, this is what I've been missing. Let me go and implement this. And if it does, let me know down below in the comments how your implementation goes. And if you want help implementing, highly recommend you check out the first link in the description. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyways, that being said, see you in the next one. Peace out. Thank me later.